Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our meeting. We're going to allow another 3 to 5 minutes to let people join into the virtual session. Thank you. Hi there. Thank you so much for joining our meeting. We're going to wait another 2 more minutes until we get started. Thank you. Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the Southwest 64th Avenue Mobility Improvements Project. This project is taking place in the city of Miramar, and it's from Southwest 35th Street to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. Today is Tuesday, August 23rd. We are currently on slide 1. I want to go ahead and see if we have any elected officials on the line that may want to speak or announce their presence. Okay. Okay, so moving on to slide 2. My name is Rebecca Guerrero, and I am the moderator and presenter for today's meeting. I'm also the community outreach specialist for the project and with the Coordino Group. Today's meeting format will consist of a presentation, question and answer session from 5 p.m. to 5:30, and again from 5:30 to 6. If time allows, an unguided PowerPoint show will play. Slide 3. The Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting either the District 4 Title VI Coordinator Sharon Sighagen or the statewide Title VI Coordinator Jacqueline Paramore. All inquiries or concerns will be handled according to FDOT procedure and in a prompt and courteous manner. Slide 4, virtual public meeting orientation. This virtual public meeting is being recorded. All attendees will remain muted throughout the meeting. If you experience any technical difficulties today, please contact GoToWebinar support at 833-851-8340. At the end of the presentation, attendees are welcome to submit any questions or comments using the GoToWebinar control panel, and a member of the team will respond during the question and answer portion. To request to speak, you can also click the hand raised icon, and we will announce your name, and you can go ahead and unmute your microphone. Slide 5. This is the GoToWebinar control panel should appear on the right-hand part of your screen. The blue arrow points to the blue chat box where you can type your question and click send. If you'd like to ask a question verbally, again, please click on the hand raised icon to be recognized. This meeting is also being recorded and will be posted to the D4 website at www.d4fdot.com. Slide 6, meet the team. So presenting alongside myself today, we have Eric Namadi, who's the construction project manager with FDOT District 4 Broward Operations. We have Woodler Blaze. He's a construction project administrator and will be overseeing the day-to-day operations. He's also with FDOT District 4 Broward Operations. Benjamin Restrepo, he's the project manager with the Broward Metropolitan Planning Organization, also known as the Broward MPO. We have Kenzo Jasmine, he's the design project manager with FDOT District 4. We have Carlos Benvanives, who's the engineer of record, and he's the designer with WSP USA, and Salvador Zuniga, the city engineer of Miramar. Slide 7, the project limits. So here we have a map that displays the project limits. As you can see, it stems from Southwest 35th Street all the way north to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. Slide 8, who is the Broward MPO? The Broward MPO is a federally chartered entity responsible for transportation decision-making in the Broward region. They influence the expenditure of federal and state transportation funds at the regional level. And the MPO board consists of 31 cities, Broward County School Board, and the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority, also known as the Tri-Rail. They also develop plans, conduct studies, and establish initiatives and programs. Their mission is to collaboratively plan, prioritize, and fund the delivery of diverse transportation options. Their vision is that their work will have a measurable positive impact by ensuring transportation projects are well selected, funded, and delivered. Slide 9. So here is the Complete Streets and Other Localized Initiative Programs. The Broward MPO Competitive Grant Program provides funding opportunities for small local transportation projects which improve the safety and mobility for all transportation users in Broward County. The program can fund projects such as, but not limited to, complete streets projects, traffic calming and intersection improvements, ADA upgrades, mobility hubs, bus shelters, bike racks, and technology advancements such as transit signal priority and traffic control devices. Applicants are required to submit program-ready projects with proof of roadway ownership, well-defined scope of work, partner collaboration, cost estimate, and documentation of outreach and resolution of support. The following project was submitted by the City of Miramar in 2016 and was awarded funding for this project specifically. Slide 10, project overview. The purpose of this project is to create enhanced pedestrian access. The length is approximately 1.15 miles. The contractor performing this work is H&R Paving, Inc. Construction is estimated to start early September 2022. Estimated construction cost is $2.3 million. Contract time is 229 calendar days plus any weather and holidays that might be granted to the contractor. And estimated completion is spring 2023. So I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Eric Namadi.
Thank you, Becky.
Eric, if you can turn on your camera, please.
Oh, yes, sorry. Good evening, this is Eric. Slide 11, project improvements. So the purpose of this project, we will be constructing a new 8-foot sidewalk along southbound Southwest 64th Avenue from Southwest 35th Street to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. We'll be replacing the existing 4-foot sidewalk with a 6-foot sidewalk along the northbound Southwest 64th Avenue and State Road 858 Miramar Parkway to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. We'll be relocating and installing signage, and we will be relocating impacted drainage structures. We'll regrade the swales to ensure proper drainage as well. And then we will mill and resurface along the entire project limits. Next slide, please. Slide 12, typical section rendering. So this here represents a typical section for Southwest 64th Avenue from Southwest 35th Street to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. On the left side or west side of the roadway, you'll see the new 6-foot sidewalk. Next to it to the right will be the new swale, which is varying from 3 feet to 20 feet in width. And then we will also have a 2-foot buffer on the roadway between the swale and the roadway, followed by 10 and 11-foot travel lanes respectively. Another 2-foot buffer with another swale, and then the 8-foot sidewalk on the east side or the right side of this image for the project limits.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Whether if you can go ahead and turn on your camera.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Woodler Blaze. I'm the construction project administrator on the project, and we are currently on slide 13, and I'm going to be speaking about safety and local coordination. So work zone signage, advance warning and project signage is placed toward the construction corridor to alert and inform the traveling public to ensure motorists, pedestrians, cyclists, and crew safety. And posted speed limits will be strictly enforced to other project limits. Local agency coordination. The project team will work closely with the City of Miramar and other local agencies to ensure safety standards are met and impacts to the public are minimized in every way possible. Business and pedestrian access will be maintained at all times. Next slide, please. So we are currently on slide 14. During this phase, traffic control devices and signage will be installed. Both travel will be repaved and temporary striping will be installed. So if we look at the image on phase 1, we're gonna have the existing concrete sidewalk from the left, and the work zone is gonna be, it's gonna vary from 20 feet to 22 feet. Next slide, please. So slide 15. So this is phase 2A. During this phase, the work zone will be on the east side of the road and northbound traffic will be maintained. Southbound traffic will be detoured via State Road 7, US 441, And then this closure is needed to relocate existing drainage structure conflicting with the new 8-foot sidewalk being installed. So from left to right, the existing concrete sidewalk, we have the 4 feet sidewalk already. And we're gonna have channelizing device, which is gonna be 2 feet. And we have the buffer already that is 2 feet and 1 foot between the channelizing device and then the roadway. That is 10 feet. And on the right side, we're gonna have the one foot and the channelizing device, which is 2 feet, and the 2 feet buffer, and then the work zone sign is gonna be on the right side. Next slide, please. So phase 2B, during this phase, the work zone will be on the west side of the road and northbound traffic will be maintained. Southbound traffic will be detoured via State Road 7, US 441. And then this closure is needed to relocate existing drainage. So if you can look at the picture, so the work zone is gonna be on the left side, and a little bit like previously, we had the 2 feet buffer, and then we had the 2 feet channelizing device and 1 foot buffer from the channelizing device. And we have the 2 lanes that is 10 feet. And on the right side, we're gonna have the 1 foot before the channelizing device. And then the channelizing device is gonna be 2 feet and the buffer is gonna be 2 feet. And on the right side, we're gonna have the swale and we're gonna have the concrete sidewalk, which is gonna be 8 feet. Next slide, please. So now this is the phase 3. We're on slide 17. During this phase, the final signage, striping, and sod would be installed. And starting from the left to the right side, we're gonna have the concrete sidewalk, which is 6 feet. We're gonna have the swale. And in the middle, we're gonna have the work zone, which is gonna vary from 20 feet to 22 feet. And then we're gonna have the swale, and then we're gonna have the 8 feet concrete sidewalk. Thank you.
Thanks, Woodler. So moving on to slide 18, maintenance of traffic and lane closure details. So one direction is permitted to fully close, and that's going to be during phase 1 weekdays between 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And they'll use flaggers to direct traffic. During phase 2, we'll have that full closure, that permanent closure of southbound traffic, which they will be detoured via State Road 7. And then additional information about lane closures, details, and pedestrian impacts will be provided in the weekly traffic report distributed by FDOT. Slide 19. So this is the detour map of the closure during phase 2. As you can see, we'll have southbound completely closed. And so you would have to turn on to Pembroke Road, go down to State Road 7, and then come back to Southwest 35th Street. Slide 20, community outreach. So to receive project-specific updates, please email me, rguerrero@cordino.com, to be added to the project distribution list. We also have a weekly press release that's distributed every Friday, and that includes lane closures for all of our construction projects in Broward County, and also any permitted or maintenance lane closures in Broward. And additional project-specific information can be found on the website. All project updates will be posted to the District 4 website. You can go ahead and scan that QR code, or you can go to www.d4fdot.com. So we're currently on slide 21. Attendees are welcome to submit questions and comments using the GoToWebinar control panel. I will ask that the project team turn on their cameras now at this time, and I will go ahead and read out any questions that we have. And again, you can also not only type your question into the chat box, you can also click the hand raised icon and we can go ahead and unmute you. And if there's any slide that you'd like us to revert back to, we can go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so we do have a question. It's, are there any barriers to keep cars from crossing the 2-foot gap by mistake? Eric Woodler, do any of you want to answer that question?
Which 2-foot gap are we referring to?
The 2-foot gap, I guess it's that buffer between the travel lanes that they're referring to.
No, there'll be no improvement between the roadway, just the lane line.
So just regular striping.
Yes.
Okay. So it says, will driveways be impacted? I can go ahead and answer that question. Should we have to work in front of any driveway, we'll go ahead and coordinate that work with the property owner to make sure that we're doing it at a time that's most convenient to them and as least impactful to the property owner, whether it be doing the whole driveway at one time, half and half, depending on the preference for the property owner. So that's usually done prior to us even starting, and we'll go ahead and at least notify the property owners at least 2 weeks before if we have to do that work. Next question is, what operations can the property owners expect the first 2 weeks of construction? Woodler, can you take that question?
Yeah, so basically, during the first weeks of construction, we're gonna have mobilization from the contractor, and then we're gonna have the maintenance of traffic and just the preparation for the contractor to be on site. All the VMS boards, all the construction ahead, everything that has to do with MOT devices.
Thanks, Woodler. Let's see. Next question says, will there be any detours along Southwest 64th Avenue during construction? Yes. So we will be detouring southbound traffic during phase 2A and 2B. And we'll be detouring them via State Road 7 again. So yes, we will have a detour. And again, we'll notify people 2 weeks before we even implement that detour, and we'll put together a detour graphic. We'll coordinate with the city and emergency responders to make sure that emergency responders can get into the neighborhood and they are aware of the detour itself. So that's something that we'll coordinate prior to it being implemented. Okay, we have another question. What feedback have you gathered from local impacted residents regarding this project? What are their key concerns and have these been addressed appropriately? I would say this would be a question for either Kenzo or Carlos. Did you guys during design? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Carlos. I think he was trying to speak.
Hi, yes.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, we received a comment during design, a concern, and that was we had to adjust the sidewalk for the concern on their property, in front of the property, and we've addressed it during design. And it was just to adjust their sidewalk so that we don't impact too much of their property.
Okay, thanks, Carlos. We actually have the city here with us too. Leah, did you guys have any major concerns?
Yeah, actually, Rebecca, I was gonna speak, with regard to the trees. I think there was some concern, with trees, Carlos, and that's the reason why we had to adjust, the sidewalk location.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was a tree concern, and also it was because they have sapodillas, and we tried to move the sidewalk to reduce that impact to their trees.
Okay.
And we also coordinated that with the city. Leah was informed of that, and we tried our best to locate the sidewalk at the best location that we can without impacting anything on the project as well.
Okay, thanks, gentlemen. Anything you want to add, Leah?
Nope, that was the only comment that we really received.
Okay, thanks, Leah. Okay. Any other comments? Again, you can click the hand raised icon, or we can go back to a slide that you'd like to see. At this time, we're caught up on all questions. I'm about to give it another minute or so. If not, we'll just go ahead and move on. And then we'll start the second portion at 5:30. Okay, so we have another question. Says, when will be the next update on this project? So in order to receive any updates on this project, you would have to sign up for the project distribution list, and that's usually on an as needed basis. So we're gonna post this video to the project website, and then we'll go ahead and share this video and also the project board that we do have on display here at the open house location. And that's the next update that everyone will receive, is that that kind of the PDF file of the project board and this video recording. And then lane closures they'll receive via the weekly traffic report. And then I foresee that the next project update would probably be the full closure of southbound Southwest 64th Avenue. All right, we'll go ahead and move on. Slide 22, throughout the project, you can contact us, either myself or Eric Namadi or Woodler, using our information here on the screen. And as I mentioned before, this PowerPoint presentation will be shared with everybody who signed up for this meeting. And it'll also be posted to the D4 website. Slide 23, the FDOT safety message. This month is child safety starts with you. Definitely important, especially with back to school. And slide 24, thank you for attending today's virtual public meeting. We're gonna go ahead and do the same presentation all over again now at 5:30. Thank you so much to everyone who joined, and we'll promptly start at 5:30, which is in a minute. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is the second portion of today's virtual public meeting for the Southwest 64th Avenue Mobility Improvements Project. We're currently on slide 1. This project is taking place from Southwest 35th Street to State Road 824 Pembroke Road Today is Tuesday, August 23. And I'd like to go ahead and see if there's any elected officials on the line that may want to announce their presence. Okay. Moving on to slide 2, today's virtual public meeting orientation. For those who don't know, my name is Rebecca Guerrero, and I am today's moderator and presenter for today's meeting. And I'm also the community outreach specialist for the project and with the Coordino group. We just wrapped up the 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. presentation and question and answer session. We're currently in the second session. Slide 3, the Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including the Title VI Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, or disability or family status. Persons wishing to express themselves or express concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting either the District 4 Title VI Coordinator Sharon Sig Hagen or the statewide Title VI Coordinator Jacqueline Paramore. All inquiries or concerns will be handled according to FDOT procedure and in a prompt and courteous manner. Moving on to slide 4, the virtual public meeting orientation. This meeting is being recorded and all attendees will remain muted throughout the meeting. If you experience technical difficulties, please don't hesitate to contact GoToWebinar support at 1-833-851-8340. At the end of the presentation, attendees are welcome to submit any questions or comments using the GoToWebinar control panel, and a member of the team will respond during the question and answer portion. To request to speak, please click the hand raise button on your control panel and unmute your microphone when your name is called. Slide 5. The GoToWebinar control panel should appear on the right hand of your screen. As you can see, the blue arrow points to the chat box. You can go ahead and type your question in there and click send. And if you'd like to ask a question verbally, please click the hand raised icon to be recognized. And then this meeting again is being recorded and will be posted to the DOT website. Slide 6, meet the team. So here with me today on online is Eric Namadi, who's the construction project manager with FDOT District 4 Broward Operations. We have Woodler Blaze, the construction project administrator with FDOT District 4 Broward Operations. Ben Restrepo, he's the project manager with the Broward Metropolitan Planning Organization, also known as the Broward MPO. We have Kenzo Jasmine, he's the project manager for design with FDOT District 4. And Carlos Benavides, he's the engineer of record and the designer with WSP USA. And we have Salvador Zuniga with the city of Miramar. Slide 7, the project limits. So here we have a map of the project limits. So as you can see, it's from Southwest 35th Street to Pembroke Road. Slide 8, who is the MP of the Broward MPO? They are a federally chartered entity responsible for transportation and decision-making in the Broward region. They also influence the expenditure of federal and state transportation funds at the regional level. The board consists of 31 cities, Broward County School Board, and the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority, also known as the TRIWEL. They also develop plans, conduct studies, and establish initiatives and programs. Their mission is to plan, prioritize, and fund the delivery of diverse transportation options. And their vision is that the work will have a measurable positive impact by ensuring transportation projects are well selected, funded, and delivered. Slide 9, Complete Streets and Other Localized Initiatives Program. So the Broward MPO Competitive Grant Program provides funding opportunities for small local transportation projects, which improve the safety and mobility for all transportation users in Broward County. The program can fund projects such as, but not limited to, complete streets projects, traffic calming and intersection improvements, ADA upgrades, mobility hubs, bus shelters, bike racks, and technology advancements such as transit signal priority and traffic control devices. Applicants are required to submit program-ready projects with proof of roadway ownership, well-defined scope of work, partner collaboration, cost estimate, document of public outreach, and resolution of support. The following project was submitted by the City of Miramar in 2016 and was awarded funding. Slide 10, project overview. So the purpose of this project is to create enhanced pedestrian access. The length is approximately 1.15 miles. The contractor performing the work is H&R Paving, Inc. Construction starts early September of this year. Estimated construction cost is $2.3 million. And contract time is 229 calendar days, but that doesn't count any weather and holidays that might be granted to the contractor. Estimated completion is spring 2023. So now on slide 11, Eric.
Hi, good evening. My name is Eric Namadi, the construction project manager. We are on slide 11, project improvements. The improvements on this project consist constructing the new 8-foot sidewalk along southbound Southwest 64th Avenue from Southwest 35th Street to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. We will be replacing the existing 4-foot sidewalk with a 6-foot sidewalk along northbound Southwest 64th Avenue from State Road 858 Miramar Parkway to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. We will be relocating and installing signage, relocating the impacted drainage structures, and we will be regrading swales to ensure proper drainage flow. We will also mill and resurface along the project limits. Next slide, please. Slide 12. This is a typical section rendering of the project of Southwest 64th Avenue from Southwest 35th Street to State Road 824 Pembroke Road. From the left or the west side of the diagram, you can see that there's the 6-foot sidewalk, followed by a new swale graded with varying width from 3 feet to 20 feet. We'll have a 2-foot buffer or paved, unpaved, paved shoulder. We'll have 10 and 11-foot lanes that vary in their width, followed by another 2 foot of pavement. Then we'll have another swale that varies in width from 3 feet to 19 feet, followed by the 8-foot sidewalk on the east side or right side of this rendering.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Woodler Blaise. I'm the construction project administrator for this project, and we are currently on slide 13. So on slide 13, we're gonna be talking about the safety and local coordination. So the first one is work zone signage. We're gonna have advance warning and project signage is placed toward the construction corridor to alert and inform the traveling public, and then to ensure motorists, pedestrians, cyclists, and crew safety. Posted speed limits will be strictly enforced toward the project limits. Local agency coordination. So the project team will work closely with the City of Miramar and other local agencies to ensure safety standards are met and impacts to the public are minimized in every way possible. And then business and pedestrian access will be maintained at all times. Next slide, please. So we are currently on slide 14. This is phase 1. During this phase, traffic control devices and signage will be installed. Both travel will be repaved and temporary striping will be installed. As you can see in the diagram, from left to right, we have the existing concrete sidewalk, which is 4 feet. And we have the work zone, which is gonna be in the 2 lanes. That's gonna vary from 20 feet to 22 feet. Next slide, please. We are currently on slide 15. So in phase 2A, during this phase, the work zone will be on the east side of the road and northbound traffic will be maintained. Southbound traffic will be detoured via State Road 7, US 441. This closure is needed to relocate existing drainage structures that are in conflict with the new 8-foot sidewalk being installed. As you can see in the diagram, from left to right, we have the existing concrete sidewalk, 4 feet, and we have the 2 feet buffer with the 2 feet channelizing device, and then the 1 foot. And then we're gonna have also the 2 lanes that is 10 feet and a 1 foot before the channelizing device, which is gonna be 2 feet, and then the 2 feet buffer, and the work zone sign is gonna be all the way to the right. Next slide, please. We are currently on slide 16, phase 2B. During this phase, the work zone will be on the west side of the road and northbound traffic will be maintained. Southbound traffic will be detoured via State Road 7 US 441. This closure is needed to relocate existing drainage. As you can see in the diagram from left to right, we're gonna have the work zone on the left. The same thing previously. We're gonna have the two feet buffer, the 2 feet channelizing device with a 1 foot separating the two lanes, which is 10 feet. And then the same thing on the right side, we're gonna have the 1 foot that separates the channelizing device 2 feet and the buffer that is 2 feet. And then all the way to the right side, we're gonna have the 8 feet concrete sidewalk. Next slide, please. We are currently on slide 17. During this phase, which is phase 3, the final signage, striping, and salt will be installed. Starting from the left side, we have the concrete sidewalk, which is 6 feet, and then the work zone is gonna be the 2 lanes, which are gonna vary from 20 feet to 22 feet, and then on the right side, we're gonna have the 8 feet concrete sidewalk. Thank you.
Thank you, Woodler. So we're currently on slide 18, maintenance of traffic, lane closure details. So one direction is permitted to fully close, which is going to be during phase 1 and with flaggers, and that'll occur weekdays between 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And then during phase 2, there'll be that permanent closure of southbound traffic, which they'll be detoured via State Road 7 US 441. And then any additional information about lane closures, detours, and pedestrian impacts will be provided in the weekly traffic report distributed by FDOT. And here on slide 19, we currently have the detour map. And as you can see, the closure for southbound will be detoured via Pembroke Road to State Road 7 and then to Southwest 35th Street. And then you can head back up north along the corridor. Slide 20, community outreach. To receive project-specific updates, please email me, rguerrero@coordino.com, to be added to the project distribution list. Oh. No, that's okay. So we'll be added to the project distribution list, and a weekly press release will be distributed every Friday. And that includes lane closures for all our construction projects in Broward County, as well as any maintenance or permit closures that are taking place on a state road. Those will be included in that report as well. And then additional project-specific information can be found on the website. And you can go ahead and scan that QR code, or you can go ahead and type in www.d4fdot.com. Slide 21, so we reached the second portion of the question and answer session. Again, attendees are welcome to submit questions or comments using the GoToWebinar control panel that's on your right hand of your screen, or you can go ahead and click the hand raised icon and we'll go ahead and unmute you. I will ask the team if they can go ahead and turn on their cameras. Okay. So just giving a few minutes to see if we get any questions. Okay, so it says, how will daily lane closures occur if there's only one lane in each direction? That's a great question. So for phase 1, when we have our lane closures, we'll go ahead and close either northbound or south. We'll either close a direction or a few feet along the corridor, and then we'll have flaggers in place. So the flaggers will direct traffic around the work zone. And I don't know if Eric or Woodler want to add to that if I missed something.
No, you got it right. So basically, for instance, if they're gonna be placing drainage on one section, so they are gonna be closing that particular section so that they can place the drainage, and then the flaggers will direct traffic. One side will have the stop sign and the other side will have the stop or slow sign.
Okay, thanks, Woodler. And then the last question is, how can residents know where the contractor is working or receive information? That's a great question. You can go ahead and sign up for our project distribution list or email blast list, and we'll go ahead and send you weekly closure lane information, and then any specific project updates, which, as I previously mentioned, would probably be the southbound full closure. We'll go ahead and share that flyer with everybody prior to the closure being implemented. And again, throughout construction, feel free to call me or send me an email. Should you have any specific questions or concerns or need clarification, I pretty much answer my phone all times of the day, so I'm readily available. All right. All right, so that's our last question, I believe. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Slide 22. So as I mentioned, throughout the project, questions or comments can be submitted via email or phone to the project team, to either myself, Eric Namadi, or Woodler Blaze. Our contact information is on the screen. And this PowerPoint will be shared with everybody who signed up for our meeting. And also the video recording will be shared and posted on our D4 website. Slide 23, the FDOT safety message for the month, child safety starts with you. This is a great campaign that the department has, especially now that school has just started. And slide 24, this concludes the virtual public meeting for the Southwest 64th Southwest 64th Avenue Mobility Improvements Project. Sorry. Thank you so much for everyone who took the time to join us. Have a great evening, everyone. We're here at the Miramar Multi-Service Complex. For anybody who wants to stop in, we'll be here until 7. For the in-person session, we have project plans. We have a project board on display. Should anybody want to come and drop by and say hi. All right. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.